Hello and welcome to Easter Road. It's a glorious day here and really is a case of sunshine on Leith. 3 huge points to play for this afternoon as we push to the top 6 and top 4 positions. Against the St Johnstone side, we've already beaten twice this season.
The corner, it comes, it's nodded away from the near post, it's picked up again by Crawford. Lead back in towards the back post area, the header comes in, it's in the net. St Johnstone have the lead, Liam Gordon scores. Again, ball into the Hibs penalty area from Ali Crawford, not defended at the back post. Chance here, Jimmy Murphy, Kevin Nisbet has the equaliser!
There we go!
Kevin Nisbet has the goal for Hibs, it's been coming. And finally, with 8 minutes remaining, Hibs are back on level terms. They've chucked absolutely everything at St Johnstone in this second half. Scott Allen, he does brilliantly, he's inside the area. Scott Allen, what can he do? Squares it, chance for Hibs. It's in the net! Hibs have the lead, Jimmy Murphy! Come on! Ball in the back of the net, what an absolutely brilliant piece of skill from Scott Allen to start that move off.
But anyway, Scott Allen, I'll tell you what a ball this is. Look at that, right across the face of the goal. Jimmy Murphy
Opens the boot.
Man, did they miss for there.
Lovely finish. But Scott Allen started that move on the halfway line with an absolutely sublime piece of skill.
Well, I'm delighted to say I'm joined once again by the magnificent Joelle Murray and a voice I'm sure that is very familiar to you all. Cliff, welcome. Thank you for joining us.
No problem.
We have to start today just talking about the atmosphere that's going to be generated inside this place. The Football for a Fiver campaign has really taken off. The Easter Road is going to be sold out. Joelle, just talk to us about how, first of all, how magnificent it is that the club's put this offer on, 5 tickets for everyone, really to create a packed out atmosphere here.
It's absolutely incredible, a fantastic initiative from the club, and you can see from the figures, the sales figures, the fans that will be in attendance today, that everyone has really bought into that, and also the donations have been fantastic as well. The donations have obviously been spread out around about the community, and yeah, hopefully we can see a fantastic reaction from the players from a packed out Easter Road today.
Yeah, and the weather makes it even better, Cliff.
Couldn't have booked it, could you? It's been absolutely fantastic. Sunshine on Leith, right enough. Yeah, I echo what Joelle said there. You know, the fans have really bought into it. We saw the atmosphere against Hearts in the Edinburgh Derby and how the players reacted to that. You know, so the fans get behind the side again today. Hopefully we get the same sort of performance. Obviously it was only a draw against the Hearts. Hopefully get the 3 points here today against St Johnstone.
Yeah, what does that do as a player, Joelle, when you come into a stadium and it's a packed out atmosphere?
It gives you that extra lift. It is cliche, but they talk about the fans being the 12th player, and it certainly will be that today. As soon as the fans come out of that tunnel, they'll hear the Easter Road roar, and as Cliff said, I think you saw on that derby night here against Hearts, the reaction and the lift that gave the players. So hopefully we can see more of the same, because the players will react to it. We just need the fans to play their part today as well. Absolutely.
It's a case, isn't it, Cliff, of the fans driving on the players, but more importantly, the players putting out a performance where the fans are really going to get behind them, showing that fight, that determination, the passion.
It's a two-way street, yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, if the players are lifted by the crowd, they'll turn on the performance, hopefully score the goals that gets us the win. The fans go home happy. The players will be delighted about it. The manager will be delighted. You know, I see it's football players go out on the pitch to try and win games. Guys don't go out there not to try and win games, but having the fans behind them, you know, that's key to it all for me. You know, I mean, I can understand the fans' frustrations at some of the results recently, but you know, there are good things there as well. You know, I just can't help but feel that someone's going to take a doing from us shortly. Hopefully it'll be St Johnstone today.
Yeah, I really hope so. Obviously, Joelle, coming into this one, 4 games unbeaten, 3 clean sheets in the last 4 games. We are starting to create a little bit of momentum. Obviously, the result on Wednesday night wasn't the one we wanted. We wanted to take all 3 points, but equally going down to 10 men, it's not the end of the world.
It certainly isn't. As you said, we're now on a bit of run of form. The last 4 games undefeated, 3 of those clean sheets. So as I always say, Adam, good performances and results are built on strong defensive foundations, and we've certainly shown that so far this season. As you say, up at Dundee midweek there, not the result we'd hoped for. However, you can see the energy levels are there. The fans want to see that, and we're showing that. It's just that kind of end product that we are now looking for.
Yeah, that's absolutely spot on, isn't it, Cliff? The defensive foundations are there. We've seen flashes in that final third of what we can do. We're very good at Arbroath. At Ross County, we scored 2 magnificent goals from Jake Doyle-Hayes. It's just fine-tuning that final element of the pitch.
It's a work in progress, Adam. You know, all good teams build from the back. If you don't lose goals, you don't lose games. You know, that's just common sense. And I think, as Joelle said, in the last few games, 3 clean sheets against a couple of form teams in Ross County and Celtic, and obviously Dundee. They'd come off the back of a poor result against Livingston, so they were going to be up for that game on Wednesday night, just to show they're not as bad as that result suggested. But you know, it's definitely a work in progress. You know, so keep things tight at the back, don't lose goals. That's a great start. We now need to get the bit from sort of middle to front right, and I see Sean's working on that. You know, he's not sending the team out there not to score goals. It's not clicked yet. When it does, it's going to be nice to watch.
Absolutely, he's been very upfront and honest with that as well, hasn't he? And almost a positive at the end of that Dundee game was the introduction of Sylvester Jasper, Elias Melkerson and Runar Hauger, who, to be fair to Runar, I don't think expected to be involved this early on.
Yeah, and his first involvement, I think, was to crunch into a tackle and get himself a yellow card. And
the fans
loved that
it.
Sort of thing. And Elias as well, he was, you know, we won a corner and he was kind of geeing the fans up, and that's all the fans want to see. If the guys go out and give 100%, they can't give any more than that. You know, there will be days when things click, there'll be days when things don't click. You know, if they go out there, they give the effort. The fans will get behind them. And certainly the 2 young Norwegian lads showed enough to suggest that they're going to be real fans' favourites.
Absolutely. One of the kind of down points, though, to that game, Joelle, was obviously the sending off of Rocky Bashiri. Obviously, that incident, the club decided not to appeal against it, but it's a massive blow in terms of our defensive outfit and equally the amount of numbers that we have available. Yeah,
it wasn't ideal, and I think Rocky will be kind of disappointed and frustrated with his actions. Probably an action bore out of frustration on the night. But yeah, it doesn't help the overall squad. It adds to that ever-growing injury and illness list. But what it does bring is an opportunity for another player to come in and show what they're capable of and make an impact.
Yeah, well, we'll pull up the league table just now. Obviously, there's 4 games, Cliff, until the split, and it's so tight.
It is. It's tighter than I can remember it for a long time. And obviously, you know, there are a few teams around about us in the table that are coming into a little bit of form as well. Livingston obviously sneaked above us into the 4th place in midweek, and we mentioned Ross County there. You know, they're creeping up. St Mirren, they're a tough side to beat. You know, they're maybe not quite firing on all cylinders, but you know, between Livingston in 4th and Aberdeen in 10th, it's really tight. And you know, 4th place obviously is the main target. Firstly, you want to finish top 6, but 4th place, that European place that goes with it, is the target. It's anybody's to play for, really, isn't it? Exciting in the last few games.
Absolutely, and Joelle, looking at those fixtures before this, but obviously St Johnstone today, Aberdeen, Dundee United and Edinburgh Derby against Hearts just before the split. 4 massive games.
4 massive games, no denying that all 4 will be tough games, but we have the quality within the squad, albeit a bit depleted. We do have the quality within the squad to go into all 4 of those games and take at least a point, hopefully 3 points from every single one.
Yeah, absolutely, and obviously St Johnstone today, Cliff, they've started to, or looked better certainly since the winter break than what they did prior to that, and they put a good performance in against Rangers midweek too.
They did, yeah, but St Johnstone, similarly to ourselves, are having problems scoring goals. That's been their issue all season, and you know, it kind of suggests that this could either be a 0-0 today or it could be 4-4. Who knows? You know, it's one of these ones you never know. But you know, Callum Davidson is an experienced character, and you know, he knows what's required. He's brought a lot of players in the January transfer window. They do now look like they're starting to gel a little bit together. St Johnstone have been a bit of a problem team for us in the past, as we well know, but in recent games we've done better against them. And as I say, from our point of view, today we need to worry about Hibs. Don't worry about St Johnstone. They'll take care of themselves. We need to take care of ourselves today.
Yeah, both of those games, obviously, Joelle, were earlier in the season. We watched the highlights of the 2-1 win away earlier on in the show. They were both cagey, though, tense affairs, weren't they? Real scrap out there.
Yeah, they were, and as Cliff alluded to, historically St Johnstone have always been a team that have kind of proved a bit of a bogey team for us. So yeah, it will be a tough game today, but I think if we can exploit those areas outside their back three, behind their wide players, and get that midfield run to support the forward players, I think it'll be a good performance and 3 points today for Hibs.
Absolutely, and one man that's certainly confident, as I'm sure supporters expect, is Kevin Dubrovsky. The young goalkeeper's come in and kept 2 clean sheets in his last 3 appearances, and he spoke to Gavin Ritu from Hibs TV.
Kev, we're speaking ahead of tomorrow's match with St Johnstone. How are preparations in camp at the moment for that one?
The preparation went really well. The boys are looking sharp, so we're ready. We're ready to fight for the 3 points.
Yeah, and obviously coming off the back of a 0-0 draw up at Dundee at Dens Park, what was that game like for you to play in?
For me, it was the game one of the most important, because I just go back to a goal after a small break, and obviously after my 2 games I played, I was very confident. I was ready to play more for Hibs, because the way I play, I didn't make any mistakes. I've done nothing wrong, so I was very, very positive and looking forward to play another games for Hibs. But unfortunately, that wasn't the case. So I tried to stay as positive as possible, and I deeply knew in my mind that I would get back soon. So I just tried to get ready for that. And when I found out that this time came to get back again in the goal, I was very, very delighted, very happy. And I said to myself that I just do my best, what I did in the last 2 games. And I'm really happy that especially I could keep a clean sheet and just go again and get ready for another one, because I'm ready for it.
Yeah, obviously with Matt out at the moment, how much are you looking forward to getting a run of games in the team and fighting for that number 1 jersey?
Look, I'm absolutely looking forward. I can't speak any higher than this, because that's what I want. That's the kind of goalkeeper I am. I want to play in every single game. I want to win games for my team, for the fans, because that's the kind of goalkeeper I am. I know that I can help my teammates, so I want to do right now in every single game and every week.
In terms of the way the team's playing defensively, we've been really strong, 3 clean sheets in our last game. Is it a case of now just building on those foundations from the back and trying to create a few more chances and ultimately score a few more goals?
Yeah, exactly. Especially the way we understand with all the boys, our defenders. We are as one. We're very solid, organized. So I really hope so that everything now will be put on in the offensive wise as well, and we'll be as organized in defensive wise, we're gonna put that in the offensive wise as well. So I'm really sure that the chances will come, and we're gonna create enough chances to score those goals. And I'm really sure that tomorrow that will happen.
And finally, tomorrow's game is a sellout. How much are you looking forward to playing in front of a full house at Easter Road? Obviously, you're no stranger to it, having played against Hearts in your debut.
Definitely, nothing new for me. I'm really happy, because those type of games, when the stadium is full, makes me play even better. I always keep saying the more fans are at the stadium, the better I feel, the more confident I feel. So I'm really happy that all the Hibbies wants to be in the stadium and support us, and we're gonna make them proud for sure.
Cheers, Kev. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you guys.
Kevin said there that the team want to make the supporters proud, but Kevin, Cliff, isn't he? He's a man that should be proud of the performances he's put in since he's come into the starting team.
Absolutely, he's been around the club a long time, Kevin, and he's waited a long time for this chance, and obviously his performance in the derby and his competitive debut, he was outstanding that night. He was unfortunate in his next game, and then found himself back on the bench. Probably unlucky to find himself on the bench. I don't think he'd done anything wrong, but Matt Macy is obviously the established number 1. But Kevin's come back in again, and he's a bubbly character, he's a confident character. You see him in games talking to his defenders in front of him, organising things. You know, he's everything you want in a goalkeeper. You know, he's confident. If he makes mistakes, he doesn't let them play on his mind. He just accepts he's made a mistake, he gets up and gets on with it. Goalkeepers will make mistakes. As a goalkeeper, I've no repute myself in my playing career, I know that. But you know, he's a real character and a great lad to have around the dressing room as well. And yeah, he's every right to be proud, and hopefully he can take his chance here again.
Yeah, he's a lovely, lovely guy and just won't stop talking just in general. But that communication, Joelle, is perfect, isn't it, in front of his defence that have been very good.
Yeah, it's crucial from a defender's perspective. I'm looking for my goalkeeper to be talking constantly, and that's certainly something that Kevin does, and that gives you confidence, and the saves that he makes, the clean sheets that he's had since coming into the team, again, that all breeds confidence, and he's well worthy of his start here today, regardless of the situation with Matt. He is certainly well worthy of it. He's waited a long time for the opportunities that have come, and he's certainly grasped them, and he's a likeable guy. He's well liked around the club. He's extremely humble, and I don't think any of us can speak too highly of him, because he's just a fantastic guy.
Yeah, just finally on Kevin, Cliff, I just wanted to say you can see how much it means to him as well. The amount of time he spends on the pitch, just clapping, going around all the stands, clapping the supporters. It really touches him, doesn't it, playing for this club?
You know, listen, I mean, we'd all love to be a professional footballer, wouldn't we? And he's got that opportunity and that chance. And you know, he knows, we talked earlier about the fans and how much they mean to the club, and that's his way of just showing his appreciation back. The fans have got right behind him since he's come into the team. You know, there's shades there maybe of a little bit of John Burridge about him, not quite as daft as John Burridge was, but you know, John was the same. He used to go around the ground at the end of the game applauding every area the Hibs fans were in, just to show his appreciation for their support, and that's great. You know, a relationship between the players and the fans like that, it's only good for both sides.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're going to take a quick break now, but stay with us because you'll hear extensively from our manager, Sean Maloney.
Terry Healy Heating is Scotland's premier new boiler and central heating company. Your first call for new gas boiler installations, central heating repair and maintenance services. Interest-free credit available and low monthly payment plans. Get it right first time, every time, with Scotland's premier new boiler and central heating company. See terryhealyheating.com, an Edinburgh trusted trader and gas safe registered.
Terry Healy Group.
Get your hands on this limited time offer with Carabao, the great tasting low-calorie energy drink.
Millions use NordVPN to help protect themselves from cybercrime. People working from any place with internet access. Heroes on a mission. Travelers using unsecured public Wi-Fi. The ones who have an app for everything. Get exclusive discount with a code. NordVPN, proud sponsor of Hibernian FC.
Welcome back to Hibs TV as we build up to Hibernian versus St Johnstone in a 3 o'clock kickoff. Sean Maloney has a real selection headache ahead of him this afternoon. 11 first team players possibly out. Let's hear from him extensively as he previews this one. Sean, obviously it's been a quick turnaround in games. How's everyone looking physically?
Everyone physically that is fit is good. We're hopeful that James Scott might make the squad, but now everyone else is that was fit the other night. We don't add, or we can't add anyone else to that list at the moment. So no, we go again.
Yeah, we come into this one obviously 4 unbeaten, 3 clean sheets. Defensively, you must be very happy.
Yeah, I think we have to have a balance. Look, defensively we've been very strong. I think it's 7 clean sheets in our 13 games. But to win games and to finish in the top 6 and top 4, we're going to need to have a little bit more of a balance. At the moment, very good defensively. Even the first sort of stages in the game, Dundee were good, but it's that final third that there has to be a difference in intensity and intent. Look, we can pass through opposition to a certain point, but we have to hurt them as well. And in parts in that first half in Dundee, we didn't. And it's going to have to be different against St Johnstone.
Yeah, against St Johnstone, obviously it's going to be a full house at Easter Road. Firstly, on that, how pleased are you that so many people have taken advantage of the football for fiver?
Yeah, really pleased. I think when we've had really big crowds, I felt like it's an inspiration for players, staff. I absolutely love it. I love the atmosphere at the stadium. Saying that, also the people that turn up when there isn't initiatives, I want to say thanks for them because this is their club. But no, it's a really big thing the club's done with the football for a fiver. So yeah, I really hope that the team puts in a performance that actually sends them proud of their team.
Yeah, the atmosphere will drive the players on, but also the players obviously have to drive the atmosphere.
It's both, yeah, it's both. I think what you saw in some of the big games, Hearts, Celtic, there's been a real connection, and I think it's probably the players have to lead that. They have to give the supporters and show them a real intensity and intent to not get beat, compete, and then I feel like the fans then can connect to that. The away fans at Dundee were very good. It's the first time they've sung my name away, so I really appreciate that, and I wish I'd gave them a win. But no, just a shout out to them. I did hear them, and yeah, it was much appreciated.
Yeah, obviously it is a big game. We're coming to a crucial part of the season. How much do you think a sold out atmosphere, or how big a part could that play on the game?
It could play a huge part. I think when we've had a big crowd in our stadium, it does make a big difference. Look, that's my job. I have to give them something. And look, we've had the AGM last couple of days, spoke to a lot of supporters. That's my job. I have to give them a team that they're proud of, that excite them. And I know we're not there yet. Now we've got foundations, we've got really good defensive part of the team. Now I have to build a team that excites them, and we're nowhere near that now. So I have to find the answers to try and create. But I'm giving absolutely everything to do that. I'm dedicating my life to give them a team that actually they're really, really proud of.
Yeah, and St Johnstone have had a difficult campaign, but they performed very well against Rangers last weekend. What do you expect from them?
Yeah, they were very good against Rangers. They've changed their style. They're definitely trying to play more, trying to keep the ball a lot more than maybe previous seasons. Good players, they've signed good players. Melker's obviously gone there. He looks in good form. They've signed Butterfield as well. So it's a different type of St Johnstone that maybe I saw earlier in the season. So it'll be a test of us out of possession. And in possession, I hope we have that bit more aggression, take away the fear of losing the ball, and have a real intent to try and hurt them when we do have possession of the ball.
Yeah, you mentioned team news at the beginning in terms of James Scott might become available. Obviously, we're missing Rocky. How much of a blow will that be?
Yeah, it is a blow. I think he's brought something that we didn't have, brought his attributes to the team. since I signed him. So really pleased with how that's worked. I know from Rocky's point of view, he's loving it. He really has enjoyed the club and the city. So a big miss for the next 2 games. So we have to find the answers to that with the team. And James, obviously, yeah, like I mentioned, hopefully he's available. He's had a very bad chest infection, but he's put himself forward to play without much training. Yeah, we'll have more kids on the bench, but we have to go. We have to push them and try and get a positive result.
Yeah, just on those young players, obviously the 18s are playing tonight in the semi-final against Rangers. I presume if they play tonight, they can still play tomorrow.
Yeah, they'll have to. That's the way that we are in at the moment. I have to support the under-18s. They've done fantastically well to get to the semis. Gareth and Steve Keane should be super proud, but I have to give them the opportunity to win that game. But I'll need Oscar and Jacob for the squad tomorrow, so if we have to maybe slightly manage their minutes, we might have to, but it's a cup semi-final, and for them tonight the priority is their under-18 teammates and their manager.
Yeah, how much of a selection headache do you have at the minute? Obviously 10 senior players out, potentially even 11 if obviously James doesn't make the game.
Yeah, it's huge. I've never really known anything like this. To lose that many, I think, and the way that the window finished, I think you can see that we are missing that real sort of speed and intent in the final third. That's my job. I have to come up with the answers. Very difficult situation, but we've also got young players coming in. They've shown inconsistencies at times, and now I feel like they're showing a real desire to push through that. So that's football. It's somebody else's opportunity, and now the players have to go and take it.
Yeah, just finally, just a word on Kevin Nisbet. Obviously, the news broke about him missing the rest of this campaign just before the Dundee game. He was going to see a specialist. Is there any kind of further updates on him?
Yeah, he sees a specialist next week down in London, so we'll know the exact time frame of how long he's out next week. We know it's this season. I think likely it is it's going to be a lot longer. So yeah, it's tough news for Kevin, tough news for the team, but we'll support him. What I would say about Kevin is that it's a big hurdle. Players have had that hurdle before and came back better players, so I'm positive that Kevin's going to come back a better player. Very committed to the club, and we're here to support him as much as possible.
Absolutely, Sean. Thank you for speaking to us.
No problem. Thanks a lot. Cheers.
Well, Sean just mentioned it there, Cliff. Obviously, some of the under-18s that played last night in the Youth Cup defeat to Rangers could be involved this evening. They'll have to get over that pretty fast, won't they?
Very much so, yeah. Listen, the young lads, they'd be absolutely buzzing. You know, play last night, play again today, or be involved certainly today. You know, when you're coming through the ranks at a club like Hibs, to get the opportunity even to sit on the bench is something. You know, I say we'd all love that opportunity. You know, and these guys are the future of the club. You know, and the manager knows that. And at some point in time, he's going to have to trust them. He's maybe been forced into trusting them a little bit earlier than he would have liked. But, you know, if these guys come in, I'm sure they wouldn't let them down. And, you know, good luck to them if they do get an opportunity.
Yeah, what an experience this could be for the likes of Jacob Blaney, Oscar McIntyre, who have been on the bench recently, Joelle. Yeah,
a fantastic opportunity. And like Cliff said, I'm sure that if that opportunity does come, if they do step onto the pitch, whether it's today or in the next few games, they'll thrive on that. They're young, they probably won't let anything faze them, and they'll just be looking forward to any opportunity that comes their way, and I'm sure that they will grasp it with both hands.
Yeah, and Cliff, obviously we got an update there on Kevin Nisbet as well. He's going down south to see a specialist. It's a massive blow, isn't it? Especially if it's a longer period than what we expect.
It is, yeah. I mean, Kevin, you know, I mean, he's not been scoring the goals I know that he would have liked to have been scoring, but he's been doing a real good job for the team for me. Working hard, he's been dropping deep, taking the ball in, holding it up, trying to bring other players into the game. And from his point of view, to pick up an injury like that, you know, particularly everything's on the line of World Cup playoffs for Scotland and what have you as well, aside from his performances for Hibs, it's a real nasty one for him, and we can only hope that he recovers very, very quickly.
Yeah, and I suppose, Joelle, it's now a case for Sean of trying to find a way to play to bring Christian Doidge in. He's a little bit different, isn't he, in terms of profile and striker?
He certainly is, yes. He's a different type of striker. However, he's a striker that is proven goal scorer. He's obviously had his fair share of injuries and time out with the squad this season, so Christian, although will be disappointed with Kevin, he'll be looking forward to getting those minutes back on the pitch and hopefully bringing the goals that haven't been forthcoming so far this season.
Absolutely, and we just want to touch upon the women's team. Obviously we spoke to you before last weekend about the Glasgow City game. Obviously that ended in defeat. It was a heartbreaking defeat, wasn't it? It
was heartbreaking. I mean, any defeat for me is always a tough one to take, but I think a defeat in a game like that, whereby we were very much in the game, and the game was kind of playing out towards a draw, and for the game to be decided the way it was disappointing. It was heartbreaking, but the goal that we scored, it was an incredible goal from Cav. She's got that in her locker. She shows glimpses and flashes of that each game and every week. So it was a disappointing result to take, but we need to kind of pick ourselves up and go again tomorrow.
Absolutely, yeah. The game tomorrow against Spartans. What are your hopes for that one?
Again, we go into it confident, as we always do. We're looking to get back to winning ways, pick up the 3 points, and just go into it with a bit of confidence. But we do need to make sure that we focus from the first whistle, because Spartans are a good team. They've got great players all over the pitch, and we just need to make sure we match that and be better in every area.
Absolutely. Well, good luck for tomorrow. I think we'll wrap it up there as we're coming ever closer to kick-off. Cliff, I know you're not joining us this afternoon, so if you tune in to Hibs TV, you can hear the expert commentary of Dave Armstrong and Tam McManus. If you're here at Easter Road, please make as much noise as possible. If not, enjoy the coverage on Hibs TV. We'll see you soon.
Terry Healy Heating is Scotland's premier new boiler and central heating company. Your first call for new gas boiler installations, central heating repair and maintenance services. Interest-free credit available and low monthly payment plans. Get it right first time, every time, with Scotland's premier new boiler and central heating company. See terryhealyheating.com, an Edinburgh trusted trader and gas safe registered.
Terry Healy Group.
Get your hands on this limited time offer with Carabao, the great tasting low-calorie energy drink.
Millions use NordVPN to help protect themselves from cybercrime. People working from any place with internet access. Heroes on a mission. Travelers using unsecured public Wi-Fi. The ones who have an app for everything. Get exclusive discount with a code. NordVPN, proud sponsor of Hibernian FC.
There you are, Leslie.
Yes, thank you.
Subway for you.
Oh, excuse me. Leslie, I just want to say you are bringing it. She's bringing it.
What am I bringing?
Just 2 screens here at the same time, Leslie. How'd you process this information? Is it one eyeball for this screen and one eyeball for that screen?
No, I just go from one to the other.
One to the... Leslie, that is incredible. Enjoy your meatball marinara, Leslie. She's bringing it.
Thank you.
Do either of you know Leslie? She's gonna be running this place one day.